Hi everybody, hope you are doing fine. Welcome to the Brain Book channel. I'm Amir. In this video, I want to talk about mouse model in researches, part 2. Okay, we say that what is the weaning? When mother and the female mouse finish nourishing their pups, it means that the weaning time. And after weaning, both male and female pups should be separated into separate cages with no more than 5 mice per cage. We say that no more than 5 mice because when the population is condensed, it will make some problems for our mouses. And the provision of food and water. It is obvious that when the mouse are weaned, they don't know what to do. For this reason, we will place a few pieces of rodent chow on the floor of the cage with the all newly weaned pups, and it helps them to get familiar with the food and how to find it out after finishing it that is placed on the floor of the cage. In addition, we will fill the hopper with rodent chow and providing a clean water with bottle for our population. For the cage replacement, there are some points that should be noted. A few days before the delivery date for the pregnant mother, it's about 20 days after confirmation of vaginal plaque. Each mouse should given their own cages. For example, it's a pregnant mother, it should be placed in a separate cage and it should be alone. And we should write down a message or that the delivery date is near, and for your friends, colleagues, or classmates, that so please do not replace the cage. It should be noted that because if the cage is changed, it will make some problems for the pregnant mother, and maybe the delivery will face with problems. Also, uh, after delivery and after birth, for 1 week we should avoid replacing the cages while the mother nurses her youngs, and this period of time should take long 1 week. You should be noticed that you shouldn't change the cage and shouldn't replace the mouse when the childs are get about 1 week old. How about separation? When the mouses are weaned, we should make distinction between male and female mouse, and how to find out that. For doing this, we should consider that the anogenital distance, that is a distance between the anus and the genital part of the animal. In the males, as you can see here, the distance is longer than the females, and we can diagnose that this animal that has a longer anogenital distance is male, and this mouse is female. Another things that help us to find out in the female animals and mice, the nipples are uh, characterized here rather than male, and the nipples are easily identified here like this. And for doing that, we should compare two mouses from our litter, first we check two by two. In the first In our first check, we should choose two mouses. We will compare them. If there was no difference, we can change one of them and put another one. Check again. If there was difference, we can determine which one is male and which one is female. And repeat this and do this to separate both sexes. After separating the both sexes, for example, in one cage we have males and in another cage we have females. We should compare the mouses that are placed in one cage with each other to avoid our faults, because maybe, for example, male mouse is put in the cage that females exist by our mistakes, and we should recheck it to avoid doing mistake. Uh, 4 weeks after delivery, the baby mice are weaned, and the male and female mice are then divided into separate cages. And we should avoid putting mouse in this cage more than 5 mice per cage because of the mentioned problem that will be occurred. Uh, about sexually maturation of offspring. For example, it's a mouse. It takes 8 weeks long to be mature when they mate with another mouse. The offspring will take long, about 8 weeks, to be sexually mature mice and be ready for mating. There are some important points about keeping mouses. The mating a female mouse that has already been mated does not increase the breeding rate. We should attention and take keeping in our mind. And a female mouse that is mated with continuously will be tired, and thus the breeding rate will not increase. And more than one male mouse result in fighting and injury and maybe a stress, and we shouldn't do that. For our cage, we need to provide a breeding card information, which is that is very necessary. The strain and the date of the birth of both female and males should be right. We should write it, and the date of the birth of litter, the weaning time, which is 21 days after the date of birth, should be written, and we should write down how many pups are weaned in this cage. When we provide this breeding card information for our cage or our population, we can do our research and breeding better